What's up, my beautiful Maine-iac here with another NBA pick video for November 9th. It's already almost halfway into November. It's an incredible season. Looks as enticing as it did at the beginning of the year, and hopefully it keeps up with this amazing action that we've seen so far. Tonight we have the Washington Wizards at the Orlando Magic. Washington's favored by 3 in this one, but I'm picking the Magic in this one mainly because the Wizards look pretty rough shot, and I mean that chemistry wise. You got a good roster, but it's not doing good. And I think the Magic, even though the roster is not nearly as good as the Washington Wizards, have that chemistry to the point to where they can defend home court. Could be a close game, but I'm picking the Magic in the upset. Then you have the Hornets at the 76ers. 76ers favored by 6 here, NBA TV, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time for you folks on the West Coast getting out of school. Now, this one's interesting for sure. Kemba Walker versus Ben Simmons is going to be a very interesting matchup. I believe Dwight Howard. No, sorry. Joel Embiid should go off in this one. I know I always say that with Joel Embiid, but I think if he plays, he will. I think he'll get 25 and 10 and 5 assists. Mainly probably being on the pick and roll to Ben Simmons. I do like the matchup the Sixers have at home. I think they win. I think they cover the spread. And yeah, the Pistons at the Hawks. Pistons favored by 5 in this one. I do think the Pistons win. I think Griffin and Drummond do have the advantage there. And the Hawks, as good of a team as they are potentially, I think they're still 1 star away from consistently competing every game. Then you have the Pacers at the Heat. Pacers favored by 1.5 in this one. I think they win. I think they push their record to 8-5, which would be pretty damn solid. And you have the Nets, the Nuggets. Nuggets favored by 9.5 in this one. I do think they'll win. I do think they cover. But it is of a note, the Nets are 3-2 in their last 5, unbelievably, with only losses to the Rockets and the Knicks. And they average only 0.1 points per game less than the Nuggets. So it could be a high-scoring affair. We will see. And then you have probably the game of the day, at least for me, the Jazz at the Celtics. And it's not because of Gordon Hayward's return. He probably won't even be a big factor in this game. It's more of Rudy Gobert versus Al Horford, or Rudy Gobert versus Aaron Baines, Donovan Mitchell versus Jaylen Brown, which I don't think that's a good matchup for the Celtics. I think the Celtics defensively should put Jason Tatum on Donovan Mitchell, just because I like Tatum's athleticism and length a little bit better. And just Ricky Rubio, he is a magician with the ball. He is, I think, a little underrated. He's not quite the scorer that most you would want from a point guard, but he's still a really solid point guard. Should be a great game. I believe the Jazz are favored at home by 5.5 on ESPN, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. For those of you who are wondering, Jazz are below 500, so I do think this is a game they need to win. Going to 5-7 this early in the West could be detrimental, but being at 6-6 just looks that much better. For the Celtics, being 8-4 after a rough start would be huge for the playoff race in the East, especially when the Raptors look so good and the Bucks look dominant. It's going to be a tough game. I'm going to pick the Jazz at home in this one. As a Celtics fan, it's tough to do. But I don't think the Celtics shoot. I think the Celtics shooting is going to be an issue. Coming off back-to-backs, I believe Kyrie Irving's not playing. Or I believe that was the report from what I heard last time. Hopefully he does, but I'm going to pick the Jazz. Just in case. I'm not going to say based on what ifs. I like the Jazz defensively. I don't trust necessarily the consistency of the Celtics shooting. They can shoot very well, but they have been off a little bit so far this year. Yeah, the Timberwolves at the Kings. Timberwolves favored by 2.5 in this one. But you know me, I go crazy. Should I pick the Timberwolves? Who knows? If you look at the last 4 games, Timberwolves have lost 4 in a row to such teams as the Clippers, Lakers, and Trailblazers. And they lost to the Trailblazers by 30 points. Holy shit, I didn't realize that. Then if you look at the Kings, they've lost 2 in a row, but it was to the 2 best teams in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. I think the Kings bounce back. I think the Kings pull off the upset. But if you're going by the matchup predictor on ESPN, the Kings are favored. But I'm going against the spread when I say upsets. I think the Kings are going to take this one. I'm looking for Bejelica. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I do apologize. I look for him to have a solid game. I'm thinking 15, 6, and 3 at least. And by 6, I mean rebounds. It should be a good game. Buddy Hield should have a good game as well. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend. Enjoy your night. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.